All right. Well, thank you for joining everyone. Gary Schick here. I'm joined by my esteemed compadre, Mr. Adam Burke, our Vice President of Sales and Channels. Welcome to the September 2024 Partner Forum. We appreciate you joining this morning, and we've got some great stuff to share this morning. Just a couple of housekeeping things. This session is being recorded. And it is interactive, so everybody's on mute coming in, but you are welcome to chime in. If there's any questions or whatnot that you'd like to do, please feel free to unmute yourself. We do have some time for Q&A at the end, but again, we want to make this a valuable session to all of you, so appreciate you very much for being here. Just on the agenda today, I want to cover, for those of you maybe new to Quest, a little bit about our company and some differentiators that we have in the market. And not just how we're better, but I think how we're different, I think would be the key to what I want to cover right there. Obviously, lots of different, partners in the portfolio there. Bring on Adam Burke. We got a special guest, Sean Davidson, who's our VP of Risk Management, to go through a few topics today and then some announcements and some wrap up. Appreciate the questions that everybody had coming in. These are super, super helpful to kind of see what's top of mind for you. We'll look to catch these at the end. Again, we've got some time to go through these different components right here. And again, this is what's really important for us, is just making sure that we're addressing the needs in the partner community. For those of you new to Quest, just at a glance, been around for a while, since 1982. We've headquartered in Northern California and Sacramento. Real simple go-to-market strategy. How can we help? We're not a company that builds a widget and, hey, come buy my stuff. We really look to our customers to really kind of tell us what's important for them and what they need help with. And that could run anywhere from the physical layer up through a layer 7 here, plus all the consulting and things that go around that. We're really focused on that business outcomes kind of conversation is really key to us. And that's taken us, customers have asked for all sorts of things, obviously, through the line. So obviously technology products, we're still a VAR. We've been doing that for a very long time, well north of 100 million a year just in people buying stuff. I know you hear cloud, cloud, cloud. Professional services, obviously, the consulting that goes with that, manage and cloud services, cyber, layer 1, collaboration, app dev, and technical resources and help desk. Obviously, these are just a sampling of some of the things that we do. Where we really kind of find ourselves differentiating in the marketplace is we call it integrated service specialist. So we really deliver across multiple components right here. As you start to, add different slices of the pizza, is where we really start to get. So there's obviously a lot of people that you can buy products from. If you want to just a product, there's not a lot of differentiation there. If you want professional services to go with that, to go deploy something, or what do I buy? Hey, I need it deployed on site. I need it backed up with disaster recovery, and hey, can you watch my stuff with cloud services? The more slices you start to add here is really where we start to differentiate through what we call our building block approach. It's really highly customizable. A lot of companies go to the scalable thought, and that would not be us. We're more on the customized, fill in the gaps kind of spot. Obviously, there are hundreds and hundreds of suppliers in the TSP portfolio. Most everyone in the group over here represents their line card, right on that side. So they are going to market with the products or solutions that they have, and they look to providers sell you what's on their line card. Whereas Quest, we really represent that customer outcome. I don't have a line card that comes in and says, hey, here's the way I think the world ought to look. If it's a managed firewall, that doesn't mean to me, hey, it has to be Fortinet firewalls, or it has to be PAN firewalls. It can really be whatever the customer has, and we really focus on that. How can we help? So where the partners come in, your solutions engineers, you guys, when you're talking to the customer, same thing as us, really. Hey, what are you trying to do? How's it going to happen? When will this happen? That could obviously happen in lots of different places. It's oftentimes transaction focused. We get involved, all of us, hey, I'm looking for whatever that particular service might be, whether that's on site, whether it's in the cloud, through their partners, highly transaction focused. And you bring in suppliers that meet kind of that transaction, and you buy their available line card. It's a very, very large target addressable market for a lot of people. And at the same time, there's a lot of customers that are not really capable of being able to address or handle what they have internally. If you look at kind of where we're a little bit different in the marketplace, obviously this is, I talked about the transaction. Customers are, looking to secure whatever that transaction is. That includes all those pieces there. There's not a lot of differentiation. If you're just looking for commodity managed services or commodity, product or whatnot. Someone is texting me. Make sure it's not someone looking to get me here. No. Anyway, so it's, obviously transaction focused. Where our value play is, and I'm going to call this kind of gateway services, is I'm going to go to the professional services angle here, is really a big differentiator at Quest. So prior to that transaction, there's a lot of opportunity that, a lot of customers don't necessarily get involved in. That's a very high revenue opportunity for Quest and for you, the partners, from a money-making perspective. So, hey, what are you trying to do? What are those outcomes? Gap analysis, workshop. There's a lot of engagements that we get into there that are significantly differentiated, really help get that customer to that vendor agnostic solution. App dev is a huge component on the professional services component. It's probably one of the larger revenue streams that we have in the channel. There's not as many suppliers, excuse me, in that part of the portfolio there. And again, this is where customers generate their revenue from, whether it's their website, their applications. They really differentiate in the marketplace through their apps. And if you haven't been involved in that, it's really great to be able to ask the question. Then on the post-sale side, again, differentiator, again, irrespective of what the transaction is, we do a lot of work on the other side of that transaction, right? Deployment, implementation, project management, incident response. There's a lot of things that are huge opportunity from the professional services transactions that are, on the other side, a lot of times, of the actual transaction that you have. And then those oftentimes turn into managed services. So a lot of our professional service engagements really drive, they start on the edges and then work their way back into managed services. So if it's just a managed services play, there could be a lot of people in that area. If you need the other things that are adjacent to that, that really is a huge differentiator for us. So the professional services, I know they're one time, they definitely turn into longer, whether it's staffing or whether it's some other opportunities, they can definitely turn into ongoing revenue streams. It doesn't show up in the solution provider's back office, whether it's Pathfinder or the Polaris or, Telesis, whatever those different back office are. The services don't show up in, what the solutions are in the back point. And the key is we can really jump in at any point and do as much or little as you like. Significant money is on the table there. That is really where we're differentiating the marketplace. So with that, Mr. Burke, I will turn it over to you and, go down the next road here.
No, I appreciate it, Gary, and thanks for everyone joining. Love these partner forums, and again, interactive. If you have any questions or you want to jump in, please do. The mute button is at your discretion. So go ahead and jump ahead. One of the things I wanted to give was a concrete example and how what Gary was talking about earlier really works. The majority of our managed services, professional services, engagements can ramp very, very quickly. And this is a big differentiator for Quest as far as how we can help build your revenue streams. This is a use case for a specific partner account in the assisted living space, about 20 locations, but it's not a massive firm. It's about $32 million in annual revenue, 20 locations and about 200 technology users. They got a lot of residents, but about 200 technology users. And wanted to kind of talk through the building block strategy as far as how we start out initially with one building block around firewall support. So we got involved from a partner. They brought us in to this account, introduced us, and the client needed help managing their existing firewalls, right? So we started out with an initial monthly recurring revenue contract of about $8,000 a month. As you see, as you move through month 3 to month 6 to month 8, all the way to month 28, that revenue, that monthly recurring revenue, incrementally increased because of the previous kind of slides we're going through. Hey, do you need help supporting your end users? Quest has help desk capabilities. Do you need help monitoring, managing, and supporting your endpoints? And maybe some incident response retainer services. That added $11,000 to the monthly reoccurring. Managed backups, professional services. A $32 million organization, like the assisted living example here, they're going to spend anywhere between 3 to 5%, depending on who you listen to, of their revenue on IT services, right? So you might start with just supporting their firewalls, or just monitoring their servers, or just helping out from a help desk perspective. But partnership with Quest, you can branch out into capturing much, much more of that 3 to 5%. And as you can see with this account, just as one example, we went from an $8,000 a month to a $78,000 a month in about a little over 2 years. And along the way as well, on that side of the slide, if you see over there, we also had significant non-reoccurring charges, so professional services, to Gary's point, in this account, and product transactions. So this is the MRC. This is the monthly reoccurring revenue that we all love. But in addition to that, we had about $150,000 in professional services, about $1.2 million in commissionable product transactions, and they ended up extending to a 60-month contract. So pretty powerful story. And Gary, if you want to go jump down to the next slide, this is where it can really save time and build reoccurring revenue, because each one of these individual transactions is a different sales motion, right? Firewall support is a sales motion. Help desk services is a sales motion. There's tons of suppliers who can spend, if you want to spend all your time on a 3-bid, hey, let's go in there and that's 27 different vendors to go build this, you could do that. Or you could leverage Quest to come in there and help execute that holistically for you. So significantly drops your engagement time and effort, but brings in and ties this all to you as the partner of record. All of this was done with the partner basically saying, yeah, I think Quest can do that. Let's have them run with that. And we built upon that credibility, and we continue to do that. So again, we're not necessarily positioning or pitching a certain product or endpoint solution or whatever. It's what that client's trying to achieve, and going through that really builds out significant MRC, and you get tagged to all the NRC and one-time charges along the way as well. So huge value, massive opportunity. There are 10,000 accounts. So this blows my mind, but there are 10,000 accounts in this same realm, this larger SMB middle market account, between 25 million and 100 million in revenue. There are 10,000 of those accounts in the United States right now. So, and they're all spending between 3 and 5% on their IT every year from a revenue perspective. So significant opportunity to help organizations support their infrastructure, manage their endpoints, help with incident response, backups, helping out with their audits and their virtual security compliance services, aggregating their firewall and telecom spend, and ultimately a big bump for us was managed Wi-Fi and structured cabling and bundling all that together, which that's a whole other discussion we can do, but we take all of those components. So all of those level 1 through 7 on the OSI stack that Gary was talking about beforehand, we can deliver those as non-reoccurring charges, right? We can sell it one time. We can sell a cabling project. We can sell hardware. We can sell professional service consulting engagement. We can sell the application, the Microsoft, whatever they need. Or where you can really change the game and it gets really exciting is you can bundle that into an outcome contract, an outcome-based SLA, not a lease, not a financial shenanigans game where we're going to amortize WebEx licensing across 3 years and pretend we're a managed service provider. Not that anyone does that, but no, we actually help develop and design the outcome and manage to that under a contract. Clients are really, really struggling getting the actual outcome that they're looking for. Everyone on Wall Street is amortizing their licensing, but at the end of the day, an amortized license, something that someone's subscribing to, is still just a product. It doesn't deliver the outcome that they need. So we're really passionate about understanding what outcome does that customer need? What do they need to have actually happen with that building block? And then we can put a contract and an agreement around that to deliver that for them. So huge opportunity. Lots of people are struggling with this. And like Gary was saying earlier, it starts out small. It can start out with a professional services engagement. Gary, if you want to jump down to the next slide. This is one of the best, ways that we found to get into accounts that maybe aren't ready to jump full boat into managed services. But this is a huge, huge opportunity. Technical on-call support. Every client I've talked to, I have not had one customer who turns down a technical on-call support agreement that we've ever gotten on a call and actually talked to them about what this can do for them. Our technical on-call support agreement is a $5,000 retainer that gives them access to Quest's entire bench of resources to use on demand as they need them. We can schedule remote, we can schedule on-site, and we give them after-hours support. This is a no-brainer for everyone. We all go to the conferences, right? I've been to 10 conferences the last 2 months, and we all hear that story about cybersecurity limitations on talent or limitations on tech talent. We've all heard that story. This is what you do with that story. Technical on-call support is a way to help organizations with limited limited support, right? They don't have the resources they need. They don't have an audiovisual engineer who can help them set up a video conference room. They don't have a CCIE engineer or a senior level switch or server or DBA resource. They don't have a .NET developer or a SharePoint person on staff. They'd love to have one, but that's going to cost them $200,000 a year, and they're not able to do that. But they can open up a retainer with Quest, and when those projects come up, they reach out to their service manager the same way they do on a managed service contract and schedule that resource to help them. There's not a customer in your Rolodex that doesn't need this. And this is the best way. Everyone's always asking for, hey, what's the silver bullet? What's the in? How do I get involved with my customers? How do I get into cybersecurity? How do I get into managed services? How do I get into DR? This is how you get in, because this is where the pain is for customers. They don't have these resources. They just don't. So huge opportunity. We're providing commissions on the retainer plus a $500 new logo spiff. So you saw a $5,000 retainer. It's a $1,250 payout, day one, plus everything that comes from that customer and from that engagement, which, as you saw on the previous slide, can grow substantially very quickly when we do a good job and we help build that rapport with them. So great opportunity there. I'm excited. We got the man, the myth, the legend, Sean Davidson.
Oh gosh.
to talk a little bit more.
I'll try not to disappoint. Yeah.
We're talking to Vice President of Risk Management, hopping on, going through a little bit of our capabilities in the DR and business continuity and other space, another big area folks are struggling with. So thanks for hopping on, Sean.
Yeah, thanks, Adam, and good morning, everyone. Excited to be here and talk about some of the packages and services that we do have at Quest. Just a bit about me. I've been in IT leadership for about 25 years. I know you look and say, gosh, how could you be in leadership for 25 years? You look like you're 25 years old. Thank you. I appreciate that. That's really nice of you. No, but seriously, I've been in leadership for about 25 years. I've been at Quest for about 13. And really excited to share some of the services that we do have. Like Adam mentioned, we do have, and for a long time have had professional services here where it's more of a one-time engagement where we come in, and risk management can be a big umbrella, a big topic. Like, what does that really consist of? And I'll talk about what it consists of us, or for us, and then how we're putting together packages that we think are the most effective packages for clients, and really positioning them in a couple different ways. So we're continuing to do the one-time projects for our core services. That's just never going to change. We're going to come in and do a security posture assessment. We're going to come in and do a pen test or whatever that may look like. But we're also packaging some things so people can consume them on more of a a regular basis. You've heard the terms probably like fractional CISO or virtual chief information security officer, and we'll talk about how we're addressing that and the services that we're providing for those types of engagements. So what we've seen in the marketplace, the challenges that customers are having is just increased regulations. Organizations continue to have, whether you're a financial organization, a healthcare entity, you have HIPAA, you have the state regulations that are coming into play, the fines that are coming. But, even outside of regulatory compliance, we're seeing organizations that have a customer demand. So, if you're a business and you have a significant client and you're significant to their chain or to their business, to their clients, they're asking and demanding that you have these risk management programs in place, whether that's disaster recovery capabilities, you have business continuity plans, you're testing your security posture through security posture assessments and pen testing, like I mentioned before. And it's not really a questionnaire anymore of just, hey, can you answer this and check the left column, yes, all the way down and send it back. It's more of a, I need to see evidence. If you're going to do business with me, I need to see evidence. Cybersecurity insurance, they're making those same demands from businesses as well. So it's no longer a, yeah, I have this or I'm working on this. It's absolutely required from a customer perspective, from a regulatory perspective, and to have cybersecurity insurance. What we've also seen as a customer challenge is we come in and traditionally for years, we've conducted a business impact analysis or a BCP, business continuity incident response plan, IT disaster recovery plan, get the organization in really good shape, take off. They call us back in 5 years and it's completely out of date, irrelevant, and we have to start from scratch. So we thought, wouldn't it be nice to be able to, not everybody can afford maybe to do a yearly project where we're doing a full BIA security posture assessment. They should have that in the budget, but that doesn't happen all the time. How can we put together packages? How can we put together solutions and services to where these important initiatives are not going to get out of date? They're not going to get, dusty 3 years later and be completely ineffective and have to start from scratch. And so that's what we'll go through here as well. The service opportunities, like I mentioned, we have the one-time and ongoing governance programs, and we'll talk about what those packages are. And ultimately what we want to do is engage with our clients, stay engaged with our clients. It's great from a monthly reoccurring revenue perspective from us. It helps our clients effectively and probably appropriately. Not everyone's going to go out and hire full-time resources or has the funds to do that. So some of the packages that we have here keeps their risk management program going, continues to do tabletop exercises, update their run books, and really act as a part of their leadership team from a cybersecurity and risk management perspective. So we have a couple packages I'm going to go through. Here's the opportunities. The first is going to be what we call managed governance. So we took a look at our core services, at least from my division, risk management, and these are the 5-6 engagements, if you look at the roadmap, that we're doing about 95% of the time for clients. So that's going to be coming in, doing a full business impact analysis, looking at critical business processes, recovery times, recovery points, taking that, putting it into business continuity plans, incident response plans, conducting a yearly, at a minimum, security posture assessment, going through tabletop exercises, and then creating roadmaps for clients. So this is a package that we're going to be offering. And instead of maybe, like I said, we're still going to do the one-time professional service engagement. So a client can come in and say, build me an incident response plan. Happy to do that. But for these core services in one package to be done on a yearly basis, we're putting them into a package called managed governance. And that can run anywhere from $5,000 to $13,000 per month. We size this based on the employee size, the size of the organization, the cybersecurity, the technology setup. So if they have multiple IP addresses and a large IT footprint, then that could affect the cost as well. So this is the first package that we have, and we'll open it up for questions maybe after I'm finished here or at the end of the presentation. And then the second package is really even more engaged than that. So the first, managed governance, is really us kind of putting a routine together for the client, but maybe we're not staying engaged at the leadership level from a chief information security officer perspective. Managed CISO, and we've probably heard it referred to or called virtual chief information security officer services from other clients, is our next package. And so this allows us to work at the C level with the organization. And we have probably about 10 clients that we're engaged in with this level of involvement. Excellent engagement, becoming a trusted advisor. It's almost like getting a client for life, but we are at the table with the steering committee. We're at the table with the executive level staff within the organizations, and they engage with us on a daily basis. So from a consulting perspective or a managed service provider, MSSP, there's no better position to be in than being asked, what should we do about these services? What should we do about these risks and gaps, and being able to recommend services, the capabilities that we have here at Quest. So this is our virtual chief information security officer. We're actually calling it managed CISO, and we'll have material that we'll be able to hand out for this as well. A little bit of I know we'll get into the workshops here, a little bit of the differentiator for us as opposed to other organizations that are just throwing vCISO out there is we actually come in with a one-time project up front. So we come in, and it is a one-time fee that we charge the client. We come in and do a full security posture assessment with pen testing. We do a BIA, and then we put together a roadmap for the organization. So right at the initial engagement with the client, we're coming in and adding value immediately. We're doing a security assessment, BIA, working with the team, putting together a roadmap. And roadmaps can be anything from managed services that are gaps. They could be policy development, things that don't cost much money. But really, we grow that relationship right off the bat with the client and add immediate value. So that's a little bit of what I think makes us different than some of the other vCISO services that are out there. Thanks, Gary. Gary, go ahead. So our entry point when we're trying to get involved in these discussions, current clients are great, clients that we're continuing to engage with or have engaged with for a long time. But a real good entry point is our workshops. So here at Quest, for years and years, I've probably conducted, if I've done one, I've done 1,000 of these workshops. Really effective, whether it's the incident response workshop, we're working on a ransomware impact analysis workshop, or the cybersecurity, business continuity, and risk management workshops. They're all unique but similar, but they're a complementary, depending on Adam and Gary, if they approve them to be complementary. Sometimes they're paid, but they're a session on site for large organizations. We love to build that relationship and make that connection with the appropriate clients, or they can be remote. So based on what the client's looking for, if it's business continuity, if it's a cybersecurity specific workshop, or if you want to roll them all into the granddaddy of them all, the risk management workshop, which covers really everything, 2 to 4, sometimes 6 hours on this session, and they get back a workshop summary deliverable that's a bit of a roadmap. We try to keep it high level. It's not going to be the level of detail that we actually provide when we go through these assessments and do the BIAs and the security posture assessments, obviously, because those take weeks, if not longer, to complete. But this gives a good picture, initial picture, allows us to get involved in those conversations. And really, a lot of the opportunities that come out of this is you really should do a business impact analysis, or you should move into one of these packages that we offer. We don't make it a sales process. We've always had the strategy that this is our opportunity to get to know our clients opportunity to get to know us and our capabilities. And of course, we want to do business with our clients. Of course, we want them to send things our way. And it's just been extremely successful. I heard our CEO one time say about 80% of these workshops pull through significant business, whether that's one-time PS, but the PS always transitions and pulls through into the managed services, almost always into significant revenue from an MRR perspective. So that's our suggestion, and very effective entry point, which is our workshops. And Adam, I think that's it for me. I will take questions now or at the end, but I'll throw you back the ball.
No, thanks, Sean. Awesome overview. Very powerful workshop and assessment engagement as far as starting the conversation. I've been in a couple hundred of those myself with you over the years, and they're a lot of fun. You never know which way they're actually going to go at the end of the day, but it's a great way to understand the outcomes that the customers are really looking to achieve. So we love those catalyst engagements. They start or they can expand the path that we have with the clients. So awesome stuff. Thanks for walking the team through that.
Absolutely. Thank you.
So just want to kind of jump through some resources real quick with the team here. So we have a partner portal. I hate portals because you always forget your username and password. So we basically have a pretty simple access point for a portal. I love portals from a content standpoint. I just always get frustrated because I forget the username and password. So you go to the partners tab on the Quest website and you jump in right there, access the partner portal. It takes you in, gives you a lot of content, a lot of training. We have anywhere from under the training tab within the partner portal. You can see all sorts of videos. We do a podcast if you want to hear, some funny banter about IT services in the channel. But we also do quick little vignettes on, hey, this is how you position talks, or this is how you can understand more about your client's needs in cybersecurity, application development. We're always adding content to the portal. So please check that out if you get a chance. No username or password, just have to click the button twice on the website. And then one thing, just while Gary's got a picture of the website up here. This happened last night. A partner engaged us, but see the big red button up there in the top right corner says under attack. That has probably generated, I don't know, 20 million plus in revenue for our partners. Just that little red button, because that is a 24/7 incident response, incident containment service that can help win your clients if they get in trouble, if they get breached. So that is one way. When you click that button, it gives an 800 number or directs your customers or you to ir@questsys.com, and you can get help immediately. That's a service we built out and we take it very, very seriously, and they don't have to be an existing Quest customer. So we have a very streamlined process to get them help, to get a retainer established and to get that going. That under attack button, or just remember ir@questsys.com. Huge revenue opportunity and a great way to help your customers when they don't know who to call. Candidly, middle market, small, medium business, the big guys, they, Coca-Cola, Chevron, PepsiCo, the, massive enterprise customers, they have internal SOCs, the teams, they have internal analysts, they have internal IR. Medium business, like the example I was given earlier on the assisted living, they got maybe a couple IT personnel. They do not have incident response. They do not have incident containment. So definitely can help.
Yeah, just if I can just chime in there too, it says under attack. It is not exclusive to security incidents. This can also be used for, hey, it's somebody backhoed, the line coming into the organization, that's a fiber cut. Hey, someone found a configuration on my system and I can't access something. If there's a production issue or anything that requires emergency response, it's not exclusive to security incidents, and we do have people use it for that as well, and we can dispatch all those resources as needed.
Yeah, great point, Gary. We had one last month, for example, where a manufacturing facility had a different provider, and that provider went away and didn't pay the subscription for their endpoints and their network components, and those services got turned off. So we were able to come in and help relicense those endpoints and relicense those access points for them. It was an emergency. They weren't under attack. They might as well have been, but their production was shut down. So great example, Gary. It's emergency response 24/7. So along
Hey, Adam,
those,
on that too,
yeah,
I was just gonna just maybe for the benefit of the folks that don't know, because a lot of organizations, cybersecurity organizations, they have a similar button there, right? Like, okay, under attack or involved in an incident or emergency or whatever. I thought it was pretty cool. I think it was a partner yesterday or the day before. You replied back to them and said, "Hey, just so you know, we usually engage in 15 minutes, or at least have a response to the client in 15 minutes, and we're up on a bridge in an hour." That's pretty unique that we have the ability to do that. I mean, everybody, you'll see those buttons, but there's not that capability behind a lot of providers.
yeah, and that's for non-Quest customers. So we have thousands of endpoints and devices under management and security monitoring and things like that. But we typically average a response for non-Quest customers within minutes. And partners have seen this. They've pinged us and said, "Hey, I got a customer who has XYZ issue going on. Can you help?" The response time is pretty powerful. We take it very, very seriously. It goes to all of our main points of contact within Quest and gets handled very quickly. So yeah, that is a unique capability, and that I think it's pretty powerful offering that you guys have in your portfolio if you need it. So along those lines, some of the feedback we got from the channel and from partners was, "Hey, we want to get trained. We want to understand more about the way you guys do things, or how we could get more involved in cybersecurity." We got great feedback on our last bootcamp series. So all of our boot camps are in the partner portal. They're recorded, and they're there. The last session we did kind of went through a couple different building blocks of Quest. This session is going to be exclusively around cybersecurity services, just because that's the feedback we're getting from the partner community as far as what they want to dive into and what they want to get involved in. So we're starting out with the landscape, how to get engaged, how to understand what a client's needs are, how to kind of use different building blocks to assess, like, hey, are they kicking tires? Do they need help? Is this how do they want this delivered? Do they want to buy something? Do they want to subscribe to something? Really going through understanding that, and then figuring out the way to position someone from Sean's team to get involved there, maybe something from our MDR suite or our cyber defense suite, really kind of helping walk through that evaluation and purchase cycle. And then going through also, we're going to be the next one coming up on the 23rd. We're going to be going through assessments and really getting into the details of what those assessments are. And then we're going to get into some more point solutions technology around, hey, endpoint security and threat management. We're going to be going through network security and access control. Really getting into, we're going to be bringing on specialists from our team to help go through that as well. So it won't just be me talking the whole time, which I think it was great last boot camp. We got some feedback that hey, there's other people at Quest too, right? I'm like, yeah, there's other people at Quest. Yeah, of course. So we're going to have some folks like Sean on and other people on the security team to talk around, hey, access control and what we're seeing out there. And then, getting into the layered defense and eventually, the whole comprehensive risk management. So excited about this series. This is coming up. Please register. Gary, you want to kind of go through the resources here?
Yeah. So just we have a lot of data sheets that are up in the TSD and TSD back offices. So certainly can access them there. They're not all up in there. A lot of them are, but here's just some links to some of the common ones that we see. Just wanted to let you know these are available. This PowerPoint will be posted later, so that everyone can kind of have access to these, or you can simply, obviously call the partner team or whatnot to get these to you, but just wanted to let you know that there are tons of resources here for data sheets. There's videos, lots of other things as well, and not everybody knows we have those, so I just wanted to call that out.
All right, so different announcement here. Gary, you want to kind of walk through, this is a change, this is something new? I'm going to kind of let the team know a little bit about it.
Yeah, so I think we shared earlier, Quest is kind of vendor agnostic, which is very true. At the same time, people do oftentimes, hey, they have a certain preference on different technology products. or services that they might want to have on that site. And we deliver products also. We started as a VAR, we're still a VAR, well north of 100 million a year people buying stuff. Historically, from an MDR, EDR perspective, Arctic Wolf has been available through traditional VAR channels, but not through the channel. And primarily because Arctic Wolf and other suppliers really don't have a way to work with the advisor community to be able, the advisor community for the most part, is not getting trained up to sell Arctic Wolf. They're not able to, invoice customers or collect from customers and whatnot. So, if you can't get product through the channel, a lot of times it's just it's just very hard for manufacturers to scale and to be able to support the channel model. We've been having some conversations with Arctic Wolf that's going to allow us to basically engage through the channel, just like you buy an eCentire or Rapid7 or anything else along those lines, basically pay standard commissions, to the channel. So our regular managed service commissions, professional services, all the account growth and everything that goes with it. If you have a customer who's interested in looking at this, just wanted to share with you, we have some of the TSDs are very, very excited to be able to work this through us, and just wanted to let you know that this is available. So can answer questions on that later as well.
Got some feedback
Adam,
from the channel. I just got some feedback from the channel. They were looking for a way to do that. The Arctic Wolf team came to us and we put together a program to make it make sense for all parties. So if you're interested in it, love to talk about it. Just another building block, another capability. If you'd like access to it, we really believe in the, trusted advisor, independent, TSD master agency model. We think that's extremely powerful, and I think it's been the growth that we've all seen in the market has been there. And so, like everything at Quest, hey, we're here to help. And if organizations need help delivering there, that's where we can help facilitate that. We know how this works. We've been in this channel, the indirect channel, for about 15 years. So any feedback or anything like that from you guys, we're listening, and we're here to put different packages together to help get it done. So yeah, Gary, you want to go? So we got the spiff. This has been running. It's been going great. We're running this through the end of the year, so we have a couple different things that we're putting out there. One of the biggest ones, I mean, it's the smallest number on the screen right now, but honestly, I think it's probably one of the biggest areas of opportunity for our channel and for our partners, is we have had a lot of success creating business technology and capability reviews with your customers. So rarely do we have one of those that does not translate into a pretty significant opportunity for our partners. So we're paying out $250 per Quest Services review with your customer. We go in, we'll have a prep call with you, discuss areas you want us to cover, maybe areas that you're supporting directly that maybe you don't want us to cover, and we'll go through a full capability review with your customer and understand what they're working on. And we're paying $250 to you directly as a thank you for that engagement. So stack those up, get those booked. We love those. They're fantastic, and they're very beneficial for both parties.
Please register those through the normal channel. So if it's just an opportunity coming in, we're not going to recognize that. If you'd like to have a sales call like this, please go through the regular portal and just put in their listing as a capability review. That'll trigger the right tracking on our side, and we're enthusiastic about helping there.
Absolutely, yeah. Please register those. We'll award them, and we pay them out upon completion. So pretty excited with that. But yeah, please do normal registration process there. So, yep.
Okay. Adam, I missed the transition slide here, but I think that's the end of our main content here. These are the questions that came in before, diving into these and maybe skimming through these. Anybody have any questions maybe for Sean or Adam or myself that came up around the content that we shared today? you may be on the famous double mute, so you may have to unmute your phone and the screen there. Okay. Adam, you want to just skim through here and see if there's anything we talked about IR?
Yeah.
We didn't talk about web hosting. That's in our app dev practice and whatnot, and our data center practice. Any comments around the web hosting?
Yeah, so huge opportunity in web hosting and application development and integration. So like WordPress and different tie-ins for basically customer portals and front end for your clients. We do all that type of development. So if you need help there, we typically start out with just a conversation on what they're trying to do. We've been seeing some great WordPress opportunities come in recently. But Microsoft Stack, Microsoft Suite, Dynamics, all sorts of different opportunities coming in. The web hosting and credentials and access and all that stuff is great. And a lot of clients are trying to figure out how to manage that. So just we start out with a quick customer call, quick discussion on what they're trying to do, and usually put together a small project plan for them. So definitely part of our normal motion there. And I've also seen on some of these, like I was noticing a trend in these questions, maybe doing more with less, finding IT people, customers being confused with overcomplication of technology conversations and errors and delays. Assessments and capability reviews are fantastic in helping just silence the noise and kind of clarify what the actual end state is. So we love doing assessments. As far as finding IT people, the last one there on the list, Tox, again, technical on-call support, total game changer for helping people do that. And I think there's a lot of things that can help from a delivery standpoint, finding IT people or just simplifying and making it easy for people to get in contact with folks who can help.
Good deal. Adam, I see a question here on getting on top of artificial intelligence and AI. Obviously, that's the main topic at many of the sessions that we've been to on that side. Recently, with we went to a couple of national partner events there. Observation. There were some great stories there that I saw, but a lot of this is going to be embedded in our lives without really thinking about AI on that side. But we're certainly seeing assessments, AI readiness assessments. Keep in mind, artificial intelligence is the thing that sits on top of network and storage and disaster recovery and data classifications and all those other pieces there that are really foundational that a lot of customers, in addition to, Sean's world with the security and compliance and, how are we going to privacy versus, security conversation. So a lot of the technology here is ahead of where actually customers are. But if you're not in that conversation, obviously there's a lot of noise and opportunity coming there, and underpinning all that is obviously the things that make all that stuff work. So please reach out if you have any questions on that.
Yeah, if you're looking for an AI story or development support or anything like that, really, so as far as making money in the AI world, Quest is making money a couple ways for our partners. We own and operate a couple data centers in Northern California, and people around the country are struggling for data center and power space right now to power their artificial intelligence and their large language learning models to do that. So power, space, and compute is really where people are making money in AI right now. No one's really figured out how to capitalize on artificial intelligence yet. There are some call center applications and some cool like machine learning stuff, like assets that people are using. So like, the dial pads and the, different providers out there of the world, they've kind of figured out some cool machine learning instances of doing it, but AI is not ready for prime time yet as far as actually, hey, how do we sell something and make money? It's a tool, very similar to like how when the iPhones came out and everyone now has a computer in their pocket, it's a different tool that our workforces have. AI is, someone's going to figure that out. They're all buying a ton of data center space right now and power to help figure it out. So if you want to make money in AI, helping your customers classify and understand where their data is and what they own. And then if you got clients, they're trying to figure out the Microsoft suite, Copilot, readiness for that. Those are all early day discussions where folks are looking for, hey, what do we actually do with this? What do we give Copilot access to? So kind of like we're talking about like with Sean earlier, hey, what are the policies around AI? What are you going to be doing there? How are you going to be implementing that? What are you going to give it access to? All those considerations need to be made. So there's a lot of work to be done in the professional services, in the consulting space, and like Gary was saying, just the pipes and just the infrastructure that's going to support this new compute and this new capacity. Early days. That'd be my only thought there. I don't know, Gary, I don't know, Sean, if you had any other thoughts there around the AI workloads or space in that.
It's definitely coming up in every account that we have, and not all, like from a security perspective would be my angle. Not all AI is the same, and so you have to look at efficiency versus security. What is your policy as an organization? What are we trying to do as an organization? Who should have access to these capabilities, and do a deeper dive? It comes up and is probably included in every single risk assessment that we do now, and security posture assessment. So it's unique to the organization. And like I said, not all AI is the same if you're talking about search engines and Chat GPT, Chat AI, those types of things. So it is a deeper conversation that, like many other conversations, goes into the business and what the business requirements are versus what the security requirements are. So it's great to have those conversations. There's capabilities and controls in place that can limit access to these AI repositories and like services. So it is a way to make money from a professional service standpoint, is to do these assessments and see what an organization needs and what their risk is.
Excellent.
And I think that's all the content that we have. If there's no more questions, again, just this will be posted up on our website. Here's obviously the administrative ways to be able to get a hold of us. We've got a partner support team. I want to thank everyone being here. We will be sending out an electronic gift card for your attendance today. So with that, I'll thank you all for attending. Mr. Burke and Mr. Davidson, appreciate your engagement here and your contribution, and wish everyone a fabulous, fabulous day. And we'll see you next time here on the Quest Partner Forum. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Gary. Thanks, everyone.